Once upon a time, there was a wealthy man who was very unhappy with his life. He had everything money could buy, but he still felt empty and dissatisfied. One day, he decided to seek the advice of a wise old Zen master. He traveled a great distance to meet the master, and when he arrived, he asked the master for the secret to happiness. The master looked at the wealthy man and said, "I cannot give you the secret to happiness. But I can tell you a story that may help you understand it." The wealthy man sat down, eager to hear the story. The master began, "There was once a king who ruled a great kingdom. One day, he decided to commission a beautiful ring to remind him of the impermanence of life. The ring was to have an inscription that would remind him that all things are fleeting and that he should not become too attached to anything." The master paused for a moment and then continued, "The ring maker was a wise old man who had been making rings for many years. He took the king's order and promised to deliver the ring in 6 months. When the ring was ready, the king was delighted. The ring was perfect, and the inscription read, 'This too shall pass.'" The master paused again and looked at the wealthy man. "Do you understand the message of the ring?" he asked. The wealthy man nodded, "Yes, I understand that everything is fleeting and that I should not become too attached to anything." The master smiled and said, "Yes, that is one interpretation. But there is another, deeper meaning to the ring." When the king was happy, he looked at the ring and remembered that his happiness was fleeting. When the king was sad, he looked at the ring and remembered that his sadness was also fleeting. The ring was a reminder to the king that no matter what happened, it would pass. The wealthy man listened intently to the master's words and then said, "I see now that happiness is not something that can be bought or acquired. It is a state of mind that comes from within." The master smiled and said, "Yes, that is the secret to happiness. It is not something that can be found outside of oneself. It is a state of mind that comes from within. You must learn to be content with what you have, and not always strive for more. Only then can you find true happiness." The wealthy man left the Zen master feeling enlightened and inspired. He realized that he had been seeking happiness in all the wrong places and that true happiness could only come from within. From that day on, he began to live a more simple and contented life, and he found true happiness.